What is up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today we are getting into UFC 322 reactions. With the Madison Square Garden card now wrapped up, let us take a look at what the community thought about the event. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Let us kick things off with the fight between Beneil Dariush and Benoit St. Denis. If you missed our video yesterday, Dariush failed to make weight and was forced to pay a 20% fine. As for the fight, BSD shocked the MMA world by knocking out Dariush just 16 seconds into the first round. Dariush opened with a kick, but BSD landed a clean left hand that put him out cold. After the knockout, Dariush looked confused and unsure of what had just happened. BSD then went over to Dana White and appeared to be asking for a title shot. Here are some reactions from the MMA community. Nasruddin Imavov said hard work made it look easy, bravo. Henry Cejudo said Benoit St. Denis is on a compelling revenge tour. Ramaz Brahimaj said damn BSD, that was filthy. Matt Frevola said let us make that BSD highlight the new standard. During the BSD vs Dariush fight, Dillon Danis was involved in a massive brawl in the crowd. Multiple fighters were reportedly involved. In one clip, Islam Makhachev teammate Mufsar Evloev, also known as John Pork, was seen attacking Dillon. Danis appeared to be hit several times and had visible red marks on the side of his face while speaking to police. Authorities were threatening to arrest him for the incident, but Danis claims it was self-defense. Joe Rogan and the commentary team reacted to the chaos during the live broadcast, saying something was causing havoc in the crowd. It later became clear that the disturbance was the Dillon Danis brawl. We will keep you updated on the situation in tomorrow's video. Next up, we had Leon Edwards vs Carlos Prates. Coming into this event, Leon Edwards desperately needed a win after losing 2 straight fights. Did he get it? Let us find out. The fight began with several striking exchanges. Leon then took Prates down and ended up grabbing the fence multiple times. The round finished with Leon on Prates' back, but Prates survived. In round 2, Carlos Prates knocked out Leon Edwards with a brutal finish. Prates becomes the first fighter to knock out Leon Edwards. Here is how the MMA community reacted. Terrence McKinney said bro hits different, Prates truly is a nightmare. Vince Morales said Prates looks like he hits people with a taser, they all drop the same way. Ariel Helwani said Carlos Prates knocks out Leon Edwards in the second round, marking the first knockout loss of Edwards' career. Helwani also said that his 2 knockouts in a row for Prates against fighters who had never been knocked out, and that the fighting nerds are back on top. MMA Guru said headshot dead. Carlos Prates flatlined Leon Edwards with a straight left that sent him flying backwards, followed by a nasty finish. Leon had a strong first round with grappling control, but once Prates found his rhythm, it was over. Many are now calling him the welterweight version of Alex Pereira. Adam Catterall said Prates forced Leon to switch to orthodox with leg kicks, and before Leon could adjust, Prates detonated a massive statement knockout. Alan Jubin said the landing was terrifying as Leon was knocked off his feet, landed on his tailbone and snapped his neck back at the same time. Jubin also said Prates is pure showtime. Next we move on to Sean Brady vs Michael Morales. Heading into this fight, Dana White said this could potentially determine the #1 contender in the welterweight division. As for the fight, Morales continued the night of finishes by earning a first-round TKO over Sean Brady. With the win, Morales improves his record to 19-0. Here is how the MMA community reacted. Belal Muhammad said told you this kid is good. Max Holloway said what a main card so far, all finishes, fans are spoiled. Gilbert Burns said wow Morales OMG. Corey Anderson said Morales was manipulating his range beautifully, making Brady think he was closer than he really was and then making him pay every time he threw. Anderson added love my guy Brady, but man what a performance by Morales. Terrence McKinney said Morales vs Prates thank you, and also asked how Morales even makes 170. Billy Quarantillo said another TKO, Morales comes up big, and questioned what the UFC is going to do now at 170. Petr Yan said the welterweight division is getting really damn good. Matt Brown said the welterweight division has always been savage, but now it is blowing up with more killers than ever. Now let us move on to the co-main event between Valentina Shevchenko and Weili Zhang. Ahead of the fight, Nina Drama shared a message from Ronda Rousey that was sent to Weili Zhang. Rousey had the following message for both fighters.
That you go out there and you prove to everyone watching and everyone else on that card that you are a main event attraction and you are the most exciting fight of the whole night, of the whole year. You go out there and you steal the show and you make sure everybody remember your name. And I know that you are entirely capable and you're doing an amazing job, and best of luck.
Can you send me it?
Yeah, of course I can send it to you.
Round 1 began with both fighters feeling each other out, and it was a solid opening round overall. In round 2, Valentina Shevchenko completely took over the fight by trapping Weili Zhang in a crucifix position and maintaining dominant control. In round 3, Weili came out aggressive and began striking with Shevchenko. After several exchanges, Valentina landed a clean knee and then secured a takedown, keeping Weili on the ground for the remainder of the round. In round 4, there was very little action in the opening minutes aside from Valentina landing body shots. The round ended with Shevchenko on top once again. Round 5 followed the same pattern, with Valentina dominating and staying in control until the final horn. Here is how the MMA community reacted. Merab Dvalishvili said Valentina is the best in the world. Billy Quarantillo said dominant win by Valentina, she just blanked her. Kenny Florian said Natalia Silva is the only real threat left to dethrone Shevchenko. He added that Silva has a tricky stand-up game but questioned whether she has the overall MMA experience to pull it off right now. Marcel Dorff said dominant win by Shevchenko and called for Valentina versus Natalia Silva next, saying he wants the stare down in the octagon. ICD MMA said he was not going to lie and that Weili needs to immediately return to 115 because this performance was not it. The Weasel said Shevchenko dominated Weili across all 5 rounds, explaining that size and range were major factors and that Valentina stuck to the same proven game plan she uses against everyone. Finally, we arrive at the main event of UFC 322 between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. As everyone knows, Islam moved up a weight class for this fight. Ahead of the bout, Khabib Nurmagomedov sent a message to Makhachev saying, "May Allah keep you safe, Junior. In this sport you follow history, only go forward and only win." During the stare-down, both fighters kept their distance. In round 1, the fight started on the feet before Islam secured a takedown and established strong top control. Jack attempted to escape but gave up his back, allowing Islam to take him down again and remain on top. In round 2, the fighters began striking, but the fight quickly returned to the ground after a mistake by Jack. The round ended with Jack managing to work his way back to his feet. In round 3, the fight stayed standing longer with solid exchanges before Islam once again went for the takedown. In round 4, Islam locked in a body triangle but could not advance much further. Throughout the fight, Jack was clearly being worn down by Islam ground control and calf kicks, with visible damage to his leg by the 4th round. In round 5, Islam immediately went for the takedown and dominated Jack for the remainder of the fight. With the win, Islam Makhachev becomes the welterweight champion and a 2-division champion. An incredible performance from Makhachev. After the fight, he asked to compete on the UFC White House card. Here is what the MMA community had to say. Ilya Tapuria said Jack needs an entire camp dedicated only to wrestling and called it a disappointing performance from a champion. He added criticism toward Islam, saying he lacks emotion, and called him boring while claiming he would put him to sleep. Shavkat Rakhmonov congratulated Islam and said the real challenge at 170 is still him. Jamal Hill said Islam broke him and completely demoralized him. Henry Cejudo said Islam Makhachev is the pound-for-pound number 1 and added that 19 minutes of control time in a 25-minute fight is diabolical. Belal Muhammad congratulated Team Khabib and Makhachev on becoming a double champion and called it legendary status in the sport. He added that Khabib and his team deserve it but said his full focus is on his own work next week. Muhammad Mokaf said great job by Islam, congratulations champ. Ariel Helwani said the fight went the distance with a clear 50-45 for Islam and called him the best fighter in the world. He also noted that Islam ties Anderson Silva winning streak at 16, which is incredibly impressive. Terrence McKinney said Islam looked like a bear out there and that the calf kicks really broke Jack down. Arnold Allen said Islam looked incredible and questioned who could even give him problems at 170. Mike Bones said it was an incredibly one-sided performance and noted that Islam became the 11th fighter in UFC history to win titles in 2 weight classes while tying Anderson Silva for the longest winning streak in company history at 16 straight wins, calling him an official icon of the sport. With UFC 322 now officially in the books, let us know what you thought about the event. We will see you all in the morning with our next video.